We recently got back from our MWC event out of Ortonville, Minnesota on Big Stone Lake. I got to fish this event with my dad. Usually my partner is my little brother Ross, but he couldn't attend due to being sick. So I got the treat with fishing with my dad, which doesn't happen that often. So I really enjoyed the week with him. We ended up 42nd on 50 teams, which wasn't the best, but we did have a great week. We did find fish. Just got the tournament curse and couldn't bring them in. They didn't disappear. They were still there. We just couldn't get them to bite. Two techniques that really stood out for us during pre-fishing that we carried on to the tournament were trolling crankbaits with planer boards and pitching against shallow shorelines with cranks as well as plastics. When pitching against the shorelines, what we did, at least for the plastics, is we used a lot of the Beef Fish and Tackle pulsars, which is a paddle tail. And what we did with those is we pitched them against the shorelines and grinded them in real slow, just like a crankbait, right against the bottom. And that seemed to produce a lot better than working it real hard. Also pitching number 7 flicker shads was another producer. And then for the trolling game, what we did is we trolled a lot of the number 5 flicker shads in various colors behind planer boards. There was really no color that we found stood out for the crankbaits. We went from bright colors such as bright pinks and greens to more natural colors like perch, and they all produce fish. When we got to Ortonville, we saw that the north end of the lake was a lot dirtier water, whereas as you gradually went south, the water cleared up, and by the time you got down to Ortonville, it was, I mean, completely clear. You could see bottom almost anywhere. So what I figured was the bite down there is going to be an early bite. It wasn't going to stay strong throughout the day. So we focused a lot of our time to the north where the water is dirtier. We figured the bite would last a little longer. And I mean, there was a lot of fish up there, so figured there's not a better place to be, really. On day one, we ran the 20 or 23 miles to the north and really focused on the basins with the cranks and planer boards. Figured if we covered a lot of water with the giant schools of fish there. We should be able to pull, at least scrape up some unders to get some fish in the box and then work for our overs for the afternoon. But it didn't really happen like that. I mean, we started the day off on day one catching 2 fish right off the bat, 17 and an 18 incher. Little skinny, but it really gave us confidence when we brought them in. The cranks are completely gone. They had them shoved way down in their mouth. So we felt that the day was going to be good and the fish were going to be aggressive and feeding hard. But those are the only 2 fish we caught the rest of the day, at least for walleyes. We caught a ton of white bass, but we just couldn't get anything to go. As we looked at our graphs, the walleyes are not off the bottom anymore. They were really hugging bottom, and we knew they turned off. And I mean, we even switched throughout the tournament. We slowed it down from the crankbaits. We went to bouncers and slow death and still couldn't get anything to go. We figured that would be a killer combination there. It just didn't work out. Yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. It seemed as though a lot of the people down south did real well throughout the day, which I never imagined was going to happen. But that's Big Stone. I mean, it's all over the place. Techniques that put fish in the boat for a lot of the other fishermen really were all over the board. From pitching shallow shorelines with plastics, was live bait and cranks, to trolling with planer boards with either cranks or harnesses with crawlers out in the open basins. A lot of other guys are trolling bottom bouncers, and even slip boppers came into play and brought a lot of fish to the scales. It was definitely a fun experience being there. I really did enjoy Big Stone. If they do another event there, I'll be back.